Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, all social media across the nation. Uneducated Network and YouTube presents Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Clayton. If you haven't, please like and subscribe to Uneducated Network and Uneducated Sports Talk, both on YouTube, so you can see my show and many other shows on our channel. That being said, once your baseball fix, you come to the right spot. I'm finally going to break down the MLB season that's going on. Each team has played about 33 to 36 games, somewhere around that time. So I thought it was a good time to do my first talk about the Major League Baseball season that's arrived. And let's start about, we got some heavy hitters in the AL East for sure. Boston Red Sox 25-9, New York Yankees 24-10, Toronto 19-16. So they're right there in the mix with that. The AL wild card race, and both races to be honest, it's gonna be crazy all the way to the end once again. That is why we love baseball. But before we get to the end, got to start about the beginning. So Boston and New York are like formidable teams. They're going to probably face off, and the loser out of those teams are probably going to go to the wild card, to be honest with you. They're playing that great on both sides of the field, offense and defense. The AL Central, it is looking nasty right now. Cleveland is in first place at 17-17, but they lost 3 in a row. And then you got Minnesota, the Twins, who won 3 in a row, but they're only 13-17. So I mean, it's looking pretty. If you're a AL Central kind of guy, the AL West is pretty good. You know that the Houston Astros, who are the defending champions, 21-15, but they're in second place because the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are 21-13 and coming up. And yes, they have the next Babe Ruth on their team. When I say that, you got a guy who can hit well, a guy who can pitch well. And his name is Shohei Ohtani, the Asian or Japanese superstar who came from Japan to play for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And he is put on a show right now. He's just had a few injuries over the last couple of weeks, but he's back now. So he's 3-1 as a pitcher, 4.10 ERA, which isn't that bad. Think about it. Oh, by the way, he hits as well. 59 at bats, right? 59 at bats so far this year, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. He is hitting 339 right now. So he's delivering on pitching and he's delivering with hitting as well. This guy is the real deal, and I'm excited to see what he can bring to this Angels team because, man, we haven't had anything like that since basically Babe Ruth, to be honest, someone who can pitch and hit. Now, he's asked for more at-bats, and I don't blame him as well because he can hit the ball. But the way American pitching is and the American League is, the American way of baseball, you don't do both. You're going to do one or the other. If not, we're going to limit the other. And they're limiting his at-bats, but they want to up his pitching. 26 innings pitched so far, and he's doing his thing. So that's bringing excitement to the league as well. Seattle in that same division, 19-14. Now, Houston, Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole has been a great acquisition. Justin Verlander, as we know from last year, was a great acquisition as well. Garrett Cole is doing his thing, 1.42 ERA. Justin Verlander, 1.17 ERA. These guys combined, this is going to be tough. If they make it to the postseason, it's going to be tough for any team to beat those guys back to back. And then you add in Dallas Keuchel, who's not having a good year so far, but we know what he can be, and we know what he will do when times get right. So the AL East, the AL Central, AL West, look, the whole entire American League is going to come down to the wire once again for the wild card. I'm so excited to see that because it is going to be good. Let's go to our National League. Things in the East have changed now. Atlanta, Philadelphia, over the last, it feels like 6-7 years, they've been straight doormats for teams. And now they're showing, like everyone's doing, you got to lose on purpose to get better, to get real good. And Atlanta and Philadelphia, this might be their times now to shine because ATL is 19-14, first place in the National League East, and Philadelphia is 18-15, second place. Oh, by the way, yeah, the Mets, who were supposed to be the favorites, them and the Nationals, they're 17-15, Nationals 18-17. Nationals, once again, head scratches. You just wonder, like, these guys have so much talent. Bryce Harper, Max Scherzer pitching. They got so much talent that I don't know what's going on. Steven Strasburg, they always seem to be in this kind of funk or rut, make it to the playoffs, and then they choke in the playoffs. So hopefully they make it to the playoffs because they don't. This might be the end of Dustin Baker. Not Dustin Baker. This might be the end of their era, as the Nationals who contend for playoffs every single year for the last 4 years, I believe. So they need to step it up. But Atlanta, 19-14, Philadelphia, 18-15. They're showing, hey, You got to lose to get better, and they're doing that. We've seen it all around the world. We've seen it in basketball, the Philadelphia 76ers. We've seen it in hockey as well. So I mean, it's got to be that way sometimes. The National League Central. This is going to be real good. St. Louis is 20-12. We knew that St. Louis would have a bounce back year after the last couple years being ho hum okay. St. Louis having a bounce back year, 20-12. They know how to do things right, and I see them being serious threats this year in the National League. Milwaukee's right behind them though at 20-15. Pittsburgh 19-16, and Chicago Cubs, who were my favorites out of the National League. 16-15, slow start for them right now. Hopefully they can pick it back up. You don't want another 100 years. I always say that, but you don't want another 100 years to make it back to the World Series. So, the National League West, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks who are 23-11. These guys are riding hot from last year. Their bats are amazing. Their pitching has gotten better this year, so they're looking good. Colorado 20-15 as well. Right behind them, remember last year they had three teams make it to the playoffs from the National League West: the Dodgers, Rockies, and the Diamondbacks. San Francisco 19-15, right there. The Dodgers are second to last place at 15-19. Clayton Kershaw just went on the DL yesterday for injury. I don't know what the injury is for. I want to say it's his bicep, but I don't know. But he's back on the DL. This is a bad time for their ace, who's having, I think it's 2.46 ERA right now. Not his best, but he's still one of the best pitchers in the game. And he's going out. It'll be very tough for the Dodgers to work their way up back into the thick of things in this National League West, because Arizona a hot start, 23-11, and they're just right off of last year's success. So I'm very excited to see what's going on with these guys. Let's get into some stats. Averages, Mookie Betts for the Boston Red Sox, he is just doing his thing. He's hitting 355. He also has 13 home runs, so he's looking like a stud. He's going to be an all-star. This Boston Red Sox team is just amazing. They're scary right now, both hitting and pitching. Chris Sales is the guy for them, so Boston's not going anywhere at all. And they did a good job last year as well, and I thought they didn't really have the pieces, but they did a great job last year. Jay Lowry for the Oakland Athletics, hitting 353, so he also has 31 RBIs as well, so he's leading all of baseball on that. And Didi Gregorius for the New York Yankees, 30 home runs. Let's talk about the Yankees for a second. They added in, they got Aaron Judge, and they added in Juan Carlos Stanton. And these two guys are supposed to be your, bring it back to the 60s, where they had a dynamic duo out there. And they've been struggling. They struggled out the gate, especially Juan Carlos Stanton. Now, home runs are coming, RBIs are coming. But besides that, what are you getting for these guys? I've seen numerous times where they've gone for a combined 7 strikeouts in a game. I've seen on 2 occasions now, Juan Carlos Stanton, which is early in the year, he went 2 games, 0 for 5, 5 strikeouts, no hits at all. And whoa, that's kind of tough to see. But at the end of the day, you're going to get probably 50 home runs from both these guys because they're just that good. And New York is showing a record, 24-10. They're winning on the road. They're winning close games, so that's what you like. So New York and Boston is going to be everything that we want. We love when these guys are both good and they're both competing for the AL East championship. So we got to see that. Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, both with 12 home runs. These are your faces of the Major League Baseball. And it's always good when your faces, your best guys, are playing really good baseball. Now you just wish, Bryce Harper's team around him could play good baseball. Yarden Garcia, which is probably the only thing going good for Miami Marlins right now. His ERA is 1.09. He is doing his thing, but Miami they're just Miami. And Derek Jeter, I don't know. I don't know what he did because he made the Yankees a whole lot better. I know that. so he's probably low key helping out the Yankees. It's gonna be a great season. I'm excited and I cannot wait for the finale. Right now, my predictions for the World Series as of right now. I'm going with the Houston Astros versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Yes, St. Louis, I did say that. I believe St. Louis is going to have a bounce back year. And when they get into the playoffs, they are always a scary team. Always. Houston versus St. Louis. Houston, because once you get to the playoffs, they got to make it there first. But Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, Dallas Keuchel, you can't stop those guys. Oh, by the way, Jose Altuve, who's hitting, I believe, 332s right now. So, that's cupcake for him. That's what he's been doing that. So, he's been having a very quiet year, but the hitting is still around him. Carlos Correa and all those guys, they're doing their thing. So I'm enjoying this baseball season. So comment down below Who is your favorite team? Who do you have going to the World Series? I want to know. So this is Uneducated Sports Talk presented by Uneducated Network on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to both. Sports fans know what time it is. Stay smart, stay educated. Peace.